Bhigwan is a magical place. While flamingos, herons, geese, ducks, and a host of other waders and birds adorn its water bodies, the grasslands are home to the endangered Indian wolf, hyenas, foxes, owls, sand grouses, and grassland birds. Bhigwan is on the border of the Ahmednagar, Pune, and Solapur districts of Maharashtra. It is around 100 kilometers from Pune on the Pune-Solapur highway beside the backwaters of the Ujani Dam. Without any further ado, let's start our life in Bhigwan at the crack of the dawn. As the sun rises, the first to arrive are Bhigwan's famous flamingos. They are gregarious and already jostling for space to start their breakfast. And in the grasslands, the chinkaras are up and sparring, while the spotted owl looks on intently. And the striped hyena mother yawns and leaves for work. Her cubs are awake too and basking on the morning sun and are in a playful mood. They have keen sense of smell. The older cub has detected my presence. Hyena cubs are precocial, meaning they are born in a more advanced stage of development with their eyes open, teeth intact, and muscles ready to go. Oh, hello! Stop! Don't come near my hide! Let us leave the cubs to enjoy their morning and turn our attention back at the water body. The flamingos are there where I had last seen them. Flamingos are filter feeders. They eat algae, small seeds, tiny crustaceans, fly larvae, and other plants and animals that live in shallow waters. And there are a new group of flamingos on the other side of the water body where water is deeper, and these greater flamingos are more territorial. The backwaters of Bhigwan are home to a large number of painted storks. They feed mainly on small fish, which they sense by touch, while slowly sweeping their half-open bill from side to side while it held submerged. It is not long before this painted stork manages to catch a tilapia fish, the most common variety of fish found in Bhigwan backwaters. As the morning progresses, the other residents of the backwater are into their daily chores. The northern shoveler is busy bathing and preening, while the red-wattled lapwing is busy protecting its nest. While unlucky medium egret is still looking for its first meal of the day, let us turn our attention to the drama at the grasslands. The chinkaras are running away to give way to the apex predator of the grasslands, Indian wolf. This lone wolf, a breakaway from a group of 7 wolves, seems very sure of where it's heading, as if on a mission. The Indian wolf is a subspecies of grey wolf that ranges from Southwest Asia to the Indian subcontinent. The Indian wolf is one of the most endangered populations of grey wolf in the world. Bhigwan and grasslands around here are the last few vestiges where the Indian wolf thrives. This lone male wolf seems to be on the trail to something and tracking it using its strong sense of smell using his vomeronasal organ. Wolves can smell prey, food, and other animals from about 3 kilometers away. As the day progresses to a very sunny morning, and while this wolf is on its way to whatever target it is seeking, let us find out how others are doing in this magical place. Very close to the grasslands, a man-made check dam is home to these gregarious brown crakes. Bhigwan is a big sugarcane cultivation area, and these check dams help retain water and become home to these brown crakes and rails. Further away on the rocky ravines, a pair of Indian eagle owl are on their journey to start their own family. While the male sits guard and is responsible for getting food, his partner is busy incubating. It is just a matter of days before the chicks are born on these high, rocky ledges. The Indian eagle owl are not the only parents. On a mound over the lake, a huge colony of small pratincoles have made their nests and are incubating their eggs. The small pratincoles are resident and endemic, and they resemble as a combination of a dove, a swallow, and a plover. Both parents take turn in incubating. It is time we went back to Lone Wolf and tried to unravel his intention of traveling such a long distance over the grassland. Finally, after a long marathon, this wolf has finally reached a hyena's den. A carrion, mostly meant for the hyena cubs, lies just outside the den, and the wolf seems to be planning for a heist. The hyena mother watches the wolf from the bushes in front, but strangely enough decides not to challenge the wolf. Finally, convinced that the hyena will not challenge him, and the coast is clear, the wolf, normally a hunter, decides to scavenge from a scavenger. How he picks up the carrion and makes a dash. The big bad wolf may be a magnificent creature, but he is not proud. Whenever hunting fails or prey base is insufficient, and they chance upon a dead animal, a wolf will not hesitate to steal a carrion. Food and satisfying hunger are prime requirement of all animals. Just as this painted grouse is foraging nonchalantly right beside me in the wolf territory, A sumptuous brunch is over, the wolf now heads back to his pack, and by now it is well past afternoon, and we move back to the backwaters. It is bathing time. Brown-headed gulls, Huygelin's gull, black-headed gulls, along with northern shovelers, are busy taking a community bath. Beside them are a group of bar-headed geese, easily one of the most beautiful geese. The bar-headed goose is so named because of the black stripes on its head. They are one of the highest flying birds, having been heard flying across Mount Makalu, the fifth highest mountain on Earth, at 27,825 feet, and apparently seen over Mount Everest, 29,029 feet. The bar-headed goose migrates over the Himalayas to spend the winter in parts of South Asia. The modern winter habitat of the species is cultivated fields, where it feeds on barley, rice, and wheat, and may damage crops. They are a voracious eater, as they need to replenish their fat for the long flights they undertake during migration. The Eurasian widgeon is a dabbling duck. Dabbling ducks are those ducks, geese and swans that feed on the surface of the water instead of diving in the water. The Eurasian widgeon is a bird of open wetlands, such as wet grassland or marshes with some taller vegetation, and usually feeds by dabbling for plant food or grazing, which it does very readily. It nests on the ground, near water, and under cover. It is highly gregarious outside of the breeding season and will form large flocks. Like the foragers, the painted storks have insatiable hunger and spend most of the day either looking for food or resting. Here, a lucky painted stork is having an easy lunch of fishes rejected by fishermen. The other species busy searching for food in late afternoon is the common coot. Common coot is from the rail and crake family. Unlike the dabbling ducks, they dive into the water to search for food. The coot is an omnivore and will take a variety of small live prey, including the eggs of other water birds, as well as algae, vegetation, seeds, and fruit. It shows considerable variation in its feeding techniques, grazing on land or in the water. In the water, it may upend in the fashion of a mallard or dive in search of food. As evening was setting in, I decided to check on the hyena cubs one last time. They spend their entire day inside the den, and only towards evening they come out to bask on the sun. Strangely, as soon as the cubs come out, a spotted owlet couple comes out and sits on the open branch just behind the den and start their romance. They are loud and do not hesitate to PDA. As the cubs start going back into the den, it was time for me to return too, but I couldn't keep myself from visiting the water body one last time. While the purple heron was finishing up a quick dinner and the flamingos were ready for bedtime and were walking to their roosting place, the northern shovelers were flying back to their resting place. I too decided to head back home amidst a setting sun.